Rapper Sexyy was arrested after a huge brawl at Newark International Airport over the weekend.
Flying fists, flying shoes, fire extinguishers, some heavy wig casualties. Sexyy goes to the airport.
Good morning. I just got out. You know, like...
We have some breaking news. Apparently, Ratchet 304s will be Ratchet 304s, regardless of the money, status, or situation. They are going to do what 304s do. Let's get ready to rumble! In keeping with tradition, Sexyy was arrested in Newark Liberty Airport for apparently having a straight-out brawl with various individuals of her entourage.
The hood's hottest princess becoming the hood's hottest hot mess. We don't know how it all happened, how it all went down. But what we do know is a new word of the day today, ladies and gentlemen, my polite savages, that the weapon that Sexyy was wielding is called a stanchion. Just leave it to Sexyy getting down dirty and in a brawl, where we polite savages can learn a new word of the day. Stanchion. Or in Sexyy case, would she give it a hood stamp of approval? She was wielding her skank chin.
Picks up a pole and swings it.
Jumping in, fighting, and throwing punches, picks up a pole and swinging it. A stanchion.
It is unknown what caused the melee, but Port Authority police jumped in and arrested Red and two men that were with her.
You see airport employees were trying not to have any barks of it. Look at this old white guy with the cart in front of him, protecting himself from this out-of-control brawl. The Port Authority police jumped in and arrested Sexyy and the two men she was with. Both were arrested for assault, while Sexyy was arrested for disorderly conduct. But you know, I thought Sexyy would have done a lot better in this situation, because she didn't look like she got any kind of licks in. How are you gonna miss when you got a big, gigantic pole in your hands? Get your thoughts out of the gutter. Talking about the stanchion here. Sexyy an epic fail, couldn't even score any hits. But that's actually probably better for her in the long run.
Good morning. I just got out. You know, like, I said, why the y'all just now rolling up? Y'all should have been here this
Now, I just want to talk to you folks for a minute and give a little commentary about this. Because every time we talk about Sexyy somebody goes and says you're just picking on this poor lady. You're just picking on her. You are unjustly targeting this young African-American woman because she is from the ghetto. This is how she acts. She doesn't know any better. She's being her authentic self. Well, let's really break this down. You see, there's been many people from this country who's come from unfortunate circumstances all the way from the bottom to work themselves up. But at one point, like Jay-Z said in the song Never Change, I'm just trying to give you the game to transition from the street to the fame. Sexyy is a household name in many circles, but she is absolutely proving the naysayers wrong every time she engages in this type of ridiculousness. Now let's really think about this. What if Sexyy happens to get put on a no-fly list? What if she just can't fly? What if that airline bans her? What if she can never go to Newark anymore? What if she can't fly out of New York State? This can happen. They can look at you and say, ma'am, you are not allowed to fly. Flying is not a right in this country. You could be put on a no-fly zone. You don't believe it? Check the Patriot Act. They can say that you are a threat to the danger of the people at that airport, regardless of if you were wrong or right. It doesn't make a difference, ma'am, and they could just get rid of you. Your entire career could flash between your eyes. You haven't even got off the ground yet. Everybody walks around thinking this woman is a multi-millionaire when she's really not. What she is she has a chance. She has a chance. Her 15 minutes of fame, she's $14.59, but she might get an extension because she has a lot of people behind her who wants to make money off of her. She's had breaks on WWE. She's been on tour with Drake, and this is not the actions and the behavior of somebody with something to lose does. And the people around her, they're never supposed to let her even engage in this.
Adoring fans will always be at her corner, but she's willing to jeopardize it in this one moment right here. Fighting at a federally regulated airport, willing to throw away all of her future success and future monies just because someone slighted her, insulting her and her crew. Because it goes beyond Sexyy. She needs to be thinking about people that she's employing, people that are helping her with her come up. When she makes dumb moves like this, she may be boosting her brand for the fans out there that don't know any better. But what it does do is tarnish her brand as a business, where other brands will see her as a brand liability, questioning of the people that she has around her, that's not willing to keep her out of trouble. But then again, polite savages, I know you see this as a win. That means she's one step closer to self-sabotaging, self-destructing her brand. Which makes me wonder, if you're able to knock off one head of the Hydra of the 304 rap, then does that mean that other 304 rappers will start to follow suit and start going down with the modern woman scene that you see out here in this modern day society? What I surmise, what I think may actually happen, is that another 304 rap will be planted by the music industry to take the place of Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red, you best be thinking ahead and making sure you make your millions, because it seems like your 15 minutes of fame is almost up.
Her homegirls are supposed to hold her back and let other people get busy. The men there are supposed to hold her back and let other people get busy, not let her have a pylon or whatever she is and trying to hit people with it, trying to get involved. This is ridiculous. We've already seen what happens to rappers when they get involved with actions that is beneath them. Has anybody forgotten what happened to Tupac Shakur in Vegas? He should have never been involved in that, and certainly Miss Sexyy Red should know. But see, the real problem is you simps and you sycophants who sit here and you applaud everything this woman does. Every single time we make a video about her, it's always the same thing. Oh, well, you need to talk about drill music if you're going to talk about Big Sexy. Let Big Sexy do what Big Sexy do. Big Sexy is just out here making her money, being her authentic self. Jesus H. Christ. Do you understand that being her authentic self means that you need to change, to transition in this world? You cannot start this world out looking at things the way you looked at it when you're 25 and think you're going to be successful and rich at 50. You have to change your mind and change your stance. Now, the drive that it takes to get there, you can't lose. The hunger that it takes to get there, you can't lose. The integrity within yourself, you can't lose it. But if you're thinking the exact same way that you thought when you were 25, when you're 50, when you were 16, when you were 25, when you were 10, when you were 16. If you're thinking the same way, if you cannot grow in each of those steps I just pointed out, then you are a loser and you don't deserve to have what you have. Don't you understand that the world is looking at you, ma'am? You fools who support this type of behavior thinking that it's authentic and it's cool, you should be shaking your head. Don't you understand that the world is looking at you and the world is judging? And this is the most ridiculous thing that I ever heard. I was listening to two people talk, two youngsters, and they were talking that foolishness, and they were talking it loud and proud. And somebody said, man, don't say this around these folks. And this idiot said, they think about us this way anyway, so we might as well be it. You see, we used to keep that foolishness behind closed doors. Even when your family had problems, they used to handle those problems inside the house. Now, I'm not talking about domestic abuse. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about quarrels. I'm talking about acting the fool. I'm talking about going outside with a bonnet on your head. I'm talking about going outside with your pants hanging around your ass. Somebody used to tell you, listen, boy, pull your pants up when you go out in public, at least around me, and act like you got some sense. Somebody used to say, ma'am, if you're going somewhere, you are representing your whole family. Make sure you go there and you act like a lady. We've lost that, and this is the reaction of it. Congratulations, you played yourself. Sexyy Red, be careful, because they will have you locked up for years behind some bull junk, and you won't have any recourse because you brought it on yourself. That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe. Hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness